The Slinky was invented in 1943 by Richard James. He discovered the Slinky working on springs and accidentally knocked one off the shelf, and then he saw what it could do. After he witnessed the Slinky walking down instead of just falling down, he worked hard to make it the next big novelty toy. A Slinky may not seem like it could be similar to anyone, but there are many similarities between myself and a Slinky. Like the Slinky, I am very flexible, I always keep going, and once stretched too far, I do tend to have a breaking point and give in to the stress. The Slinky is very flexible and consistently on the go. I am always willing to help out anyone, wherever and whenever they need the help. I am flexible to other people's schedules and needs. There have been many times when someone at work needed help with their work and I stopped what I was doing to make sure that theirs got done. I used to work at Walmart, and working there you have to be willing to work in other areas of the store. There were plenty of times that I would leave my department to work in other departments the entire shift. My flexibility does not only exist in my work life, but also in my personal life. I've been taking care of my boyfriend's grandmother for months, and I wouldn't change anything about it. I love helping others and making others happy. When I help other people with their tasks, they really appreciate the help. I'm always busy and on the go, whether it's at work, school, or home life. I never want to give up on what I want, like the Slinky, always going further when you think it's about to stop. I've been through the mill with school, and I'm not going to give up. I've had a lot of issues with financial aid that almost made me not graduate school, but I kept on pushing and finding out ideas and figuring out ideas on how to get the job done. My father passed away when I was 14, and my mother was having a very hard time. I had to take the reins and help her the best I could. My mother and father were married for 25 years when he passed away, 15 years ago. She was a mess when he passed away and just could not handle life, really. I stepped up and began taking care of everything so that she could grieve the way that she needed to. My sister, my mom, and I moved to Indiana when I was supposed to graduate high school, and I ended up not graduating from my actual high school. When we moved here, I had to help find things and get things settled in and make sure that everyone was taken care of. I never gave up and got my GED 6 years later, and now I'm about to graduate college. Although I do strive to take care of my family, friends, and coworkers, like a Slinky, everyone has a breaking point. I can only be stretched so far before I break and give in to the stress. Like I mentioned before, I worked at Walmart and I worked there for 8 years. It was a very stressful job as a customer service manager. I ended up giving in and leaving not too long after my 8-year anniversary there. I wanted to focus on school and relieve myself from that stress. When my father was in the hospital, not too long before he passed, I was by myself in an empty waiting room and just began to cry. I just couldn't handle the stress of knowing that he might pass away and I wouldn't see him again. I broke down. There are other times I've broken down and just cried. I ended up taking some classes for school several times. It's hard to explain why, but I ended up having to do it. I broke down because I was so stressed about, 1, retaking the classes, and 2, the cost of retaking those classes. I have had to take out several personal loans, and it is a lot to think about and deal with. The main reason I broke down is because it's due to not having a job at the time and trying to figure out how I was going to make the loan payments. But like the Slinky, I kept going and was able to figure things out. Now you understand how I'm like a Slinky. I'm very flexible, I keep going, and I don't give up. And I have a breaking point after so much stress. Like the Slinky, I am still going, staying strong, and look forward to a long, prosperous life. Just like the Slinky that has been around for over 70 years, I want to be around, making others happy for a very long time.